I get on the compound. I just come out of ADX after leaving Lewisburg. You know, so now I'm in Allenwood, and you know, you got the Muslim car. You know, no disrespect to the Muslims. You know what I mean? But just letting you know what it is. You know, the Muslims have a belief that no one could judge you but Allah. You know, so therefore, this is where the feds, when you get locked up, the prosecutors. A young man that was on the compound with it was a couple of them. So I'm gonna tell you about a couple of different ones. This one was from Virginia,
I'm from
Norfolk,
Virginia,
You
but
know,
not Norfolk. But what I'm gonna tell you is, there's a court. I'm gonna make a connection between Unique, who's the guy in the video speaking, and this Asian gentleman right here. They make the exact same point about the Muslims inside the U.S. federal prison system because they both did 25 years respectively. But just check it out, man. It's very controversial.
it's no good, straight rap, big time rap. He telling on people he going back regular, and he come there and he joined the Muslim cause. When he joined the Muslim cause, the imam put him under the wing. He give him his shahada. You know what I mean? He said he want to, repent for, his sins of, telling on his brothers.
All right, and basically what he's saying is this guy will go free, do a couple of years in the feds, then come back, and he's every time he comes back, he's informing on that particular case and putting, he's testifying against people to get a reduced sentence. But what he does is he goes to the imam in the Muslim car and he gets him to repent for his sins. And hold on, let's look at his perspective first. Secondly,
up to standard no more. The reason why is because these busters, these rats, and these child molesters is not progressed, through all these years.
And by the way, the largest Muslim country is Asian, by the way, Indonesia. So don't look at him like, how's this Asian guy talking about Muslims to my brothers out there,
The Muslim name in prison is not up to standard no more. The reason why is because these busters, these rats, and these child molesters find a loophole in the Quran, where I've read the Quran. I've read the Bible. I've read Buddhist book, Hindu books. I've read about the Torah. I've read about Kabbalah. I'm well versed in almost all the...
All right, so that's what it is, basically. I'm not going to play anymore. But yeah, man, it's interesting, I've read all that stuff too, the Hermetic Principles, Kabbalion, whatever. And, whatever floats your boat, that's how I look at it. But at the end of the day, man, it's like this, man. The Muslims have a right to conduct themselves the way they want to conduct themselves. They're going, I mean, I'm not a Muslim, but from what I see and from what I hear from the brothers that I know who are in the feds who are Muslim, they tell me, Benny, we have a higher calling. You understand what I'm saying? These dudes want us to operate on prison time. We're operating on God time. We're not here in the physical anymore. We've already joined the spiritual. That's what my homie said in the feds. And after he said that, I understood. They're on another plane spiritually. You know what I mean? So yes, a brother can come to them and get forgiveness because that's what's in their book. I mean, it's not a loophole or anything like that. It's just a crazy coincidence that one of the cars in prison just so happens to be a religion, Muslims. It's weird that that's a car or a group or organization that's in prison that's functioning on a high level. That's weird. It really, it's weird, So that's the only thing that makes it kind of odd. But I don't think it's a loophole or anything like that. I mean, I understand where these guys are coming from. People do abuse the system. There are people who probably intentionally snitch, inform, whatever, child molest, chomos, whatever, and they intentionally go to the Muslims because they know they're going to be afforded that forgiveness. They know that the imam is going to represent the Quran, which states that everybody can be forgiven for their transgressions. And some of them hear that through the word of mouth. Hey, another guy who might be convicted of the same sex crime might say, yo, join the Muslims and they'll forgive, they believe in forgiveness, atonement, and all of that. And, yeah, that does happen, I bet. And it does probably lead to a point where they're harboring rats. Like Unique Mech Audio named his video. The name of his video is Harboring Rats. But yeah, I just think they're operating on a higher spiritual level, even beyond, even behind the prison walls. You know what I mean? I just think that they're trying to keep their faith, number one. You know, when these guys were in the streets, they probably weren't necessarily into their faith like they should have been. You know what I mean? But now that they're behind the walls, they're trying to, you know, be more spiritual than physical. And at the end of the day, I respect it, but I do understand the other perspective. You know, the convict perspective of, you know, hey, these guys are harboring undesirables. I get that too. So, but you know, it is what it is, man. Peace.